Yeah, yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of our continuing series where we interview different coaches from around the globe at this point. You know, I would say the nation, but we've extended into the northern section twice now. We have the head coach for the University of Ottawa, Frezzie, joining us today. We're going to talk about the university itself. We'll talk about the esports program. We'll talk about the big match this weekend in C-Law playoffs. So, Frezzie, go ahead and just kind of give us the rundown, if you will, a little bit of your background, like where you're coming from and everything.
So where I'm coming from is I'm just some random student that got lucky in coaching the team. And we had a really, really good team last year, so we made it down to top 8. And now we've had some bumps this year in dropping some games in the series and like just dropping a set to Stony Brook, and we're kind of looking for redemption on that. But yeah, it should be a good year though. We feel very, very confident going into all our games and everything.
Cool. So, let me touch a couple of points before we just dive into the League of Legends and stuff like that. Like, as far as the University of Ottawa goes, is it purely? I know, honestly, obviously, it's not a scholarship program. It's not a varsity program or anything like that. This is more of a club or an association that's student based, student led. Do you guys have any kind of organized titles besides League of Legends?
Yeah, so basically we've had all like big games with Overwatch. We did have a Dota team a long time ago. We're kind of getting a Rainbow Six Siege team going. Some Hearthstone people have always been together, just playing and participating in the test events. But a lot of it's been like just separate. And then this year, especially, we've got everyone together to where we formed our esports club, and we're just getting one big network going where you can communicate and cross with other teams to know who's where, so you don't duplicate teams, and we can have the best of the best teams, which is very logistically hard when it's all students, as some students don't communicate as well as they really need to.
Okay, and where are you doing that as? Is that like a Discord thing? Is it a Facebook group?
It's on Discord, basically.
Okay.
We do have a Facebook group, but mainly a lot of the talking goes on within Discord.
Yeah.
Or it's just a lot of the game heads knowing each other across and just messaging each other, going back and forth and saying, hey, what's going up with your club? Now let's go do this together, and let's try to coordinate an event.
That's cool. So that way you guys kind of build the community that way between titles even, and between different programs where maybe y'all come together and play Smash for a weekend or something. Is that kind of how it works?
Yeah, that's kind of how that. Because I'm also the co-president for our esports club.
You're a busy guy.
So I'm trying to get that going off because it's very, very difficult. But we are talking to I'm talking to a professor right now who's in favor of esports, and it's now just creating the pitch deck, get it going, we can actually have the university to have it on their radar, saying, hey, that's a potential kind of revenue stream and bringing more students to the university.
Right, like a recruitment tool. So
yeah.
So we've got one teacher kind of starting to back it now. What about the rest of the administration? Are they super open to it? Are they receptive in any way? Or do you get a lot of pushback?
I know a couple of years ago they kind of tried to pitch it and it really didn't work. And so I've yet to talk to administration. I'm still working with the prof, and it's going to be more by the end of 2019 that if anything happens or it even gets to the board of directors to talk to. But hopefully they're more receptive to it because this prof, I'm pretty sure, is well respected within his department.
Cool. I know a couple of programs like Arlington and a couple, they do a whole lot of social events, kind of like what you're referencing. And I find food works really well. You know what I mean? I mean, outside of anytime you can feed a college student, they'll probably show up. In Oklahoma, it's pizza, but
free Red Bull, free pizza.
Yeah.
People are gonna go. They'll show up, say, "Hey, yeah, where can I get this free pizza?" Stay for about half an hour, then leave. But then some of them do stay longer because they find the game they like, and then they can meet new people.
Yeah, very cool, man. Okay, so now we got that out of the way. It's a big weekend, right? C-Law playoffs are kicking off. We did a show on Saturday where we kind of previewed some of the matchups that we had information on. We had returned on, and he was great. He was full of a lot of information. So,
didn't he just say that Harrisburg's gonna win East, and you guys skipped past East?
We didn't I mean, we didn't skip it. It was kind of
That's
open.
what I remember.
It was kind of loose,
But
dude. It was kind of open for
yeah,
him. You know what I mean? And that's my
yeah.
fault. That's on me. I gotta own that, because I was like, oh no, dude, we'll just talk about it.
Yeah. Oh, but it's nothing new for the East. Like last year when C Star League was doing like coverage for everything, the East was kind of ignored. No one knew about the East. Everyone's like, yeah, they're over there, but we're not going to really cover them. It was usually the Northwest. And
yeah, we played a game where we took the 4 major regions and we broke them into the 4 major regions in pro, and we decided the East is NA. So
Oh my.
I mean,
I can see that. Yeah, I
yeah.
can see the East being NA.
Because there's a lot of correlations there. It's kind of a for fun region. You see some different picks coming out, and some different teams that are. I'd
say the South is more for fun, in my opinion, because you just have like.
Oh wait! No, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. You're 100% right. The South was NA. The East is the LEC.
Okay, that makes more sense. Because who was KR? Who was Korea?
Korea, we went with I believe we said the North was Korea and the West is the LPL.
Okay, I see. But like with the West, there's like literally one good team, and that's it. It's just literally University of California, Irvine, and what else do you have? Not much.
I mean,
in a super competitive sense.
Yeah, it was a very loose analogy. I mean, again, it was just
definitely. I understand the references, and especially if you look at previous performances.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
We're just trying to put some context for people outside of C-Law to be able to attach to. You know what I mean? So that way there's something they can hitch a post to, you know what I mean? They can tie a string to that and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I understand what the LEC is, and if that's the East, that's not too bad, I mean, a world's finalist came out of the LEC, so I mean, they're not doing super great this year, but
it's not like NA with like, what was it? There's only 2 teams with over 500 records.
Oh
or something
man,
like that.
God. NA is such a hot mess, dude. Like it's
just.
I would say it's embarrassing, but at the same time, like I'm an Echo Fox fan, so it's like, I'm just in a continual state of embarrassment. Like it's just old hat for me.
Yeah, I moved on to FlyQuest over CLG.
So. Really?
Yeah,
so
I'm following my Canadian boys. So.
Okay. I believe CLG benched Stixay this week, didn't they?
Yeah, they put in Otto, so...
Yeah, where'd Phil go? Because I believe Otto and Phil were together in Academy, but I think they got split up.
I'm not too sure. I really don't follow LCS as much as I used to, because I've been trying to focus more on skill.
Understood. All right, so let's talk about that. So this weekend's matchup, what are just your thoughts, just off the top of your head?
About Waterloo? So I'll give the fun thoughts first. Is we have yet to drop a set to Waterloo over a year and pretty much a half, because last year, this is with their old roster. They do have a way better roster now, so things have definitely changed and gotten a lot harder. But we beat them in the regular season last year. We beat them in the semifinals last year, and then most recently in DreamHack Atlanta, like the qualifiers for that, we beat them in the semifinals, and all those series were very convincingly. So we do know in a sense that we can definitely play as a team very, very, very well. It's just more, can Waterloo play as a team? Because they do have some quite glaring weaknesses that are very, very obvious to exploit.
Right.
In my opinion.
So obviously this is going to air before the game, so feel free to share as much or not as you choose, but would you care to elaborate on any of those weaknesses?
Well, one of the most obvious ones is Platoon has just come back from riding on the bench for the majority of the time and playing the head coach role. He's now playing 80 carry since Inawan got benched after the York series. But so the team dynamic in that's going to be a little iffy. So it's going to be really interesting to see how well they mesh together as a team, even after just 1 week. That could have been a lucky run, or if they're going to mesh really, really well together. But some of them do have some small and abusable champion pools, is more what I'm going to say.
Understood. So what I'm hearing is you guys will beat them by being dynamic and flexible, whereas maybe they're just kind of cookie cut into a certain pool of champs or a certain even style of champions that they're going to be playing.
I would definitely say they're a very, very predictable team, especially after watching the Harrisburg series. There was nothing special out of that series, and how they did win was just a lot of misplays from Harrisburg.
Yeah, in
And
game.
I will say neither of those teams played that series very convincingly.
Okay.
Not even Harrisburg.
Okay.
For a scholarship school, like, you need to be playing a lot cleaner than that.
They have put in quite a bit of resources. We'll say they've definitely done that. I'll say, and this is my own experience in like more traditional sports, but like they just got a new coach in. I don't know what he's trying to implement and what that might be changing for them. You know what I mean? So if they're a little bit loose, if they're a little loose, I can understand. But certainly, we're in the thick of it now. So whatever that is, whatever the reason was, they need to tighten that up, I would think. So let's say this. Let's say in a world where things go well this weekend, matchups fall as they may, you have Harrisburg in the next round. What does that look like?
What, that Harrisburg makes it through into semis?
Yeah, versus you guys. If you end up playing,
if we would face them in the semis, I think we'd be comfortable with it. We know it would definitely be a difficult series because they're very, very mechanically, like, a very good mechanics team. And a lot of their players do have best of 5 experience, and that's like something really, really key about playoffs is the mental fortitude. That's something that a lot of players break is in a best of 5 series, because if you start getting into your 4th or 5th game, you start getting mentally drained, and it can seriously affect your play.
Yeah, for sure. Jimmy Johnson had a lot of good quotes about, whenever you're in the fourth quarter, that's when you start making concessions. You never get beat. You just beat yourself because you're the first one to quit. So what are you guys doing to prepare yourselves mentally for the marathon that will be the 5-game series?
I don't think we actually do too much because we're actually quite experienced with best of 5s, especially when we made it down to LA. There was 2 days in a row that we did 10 to 11 hour scrim days. Those are exhausting. So just a normal best of 5 is in a sense a cakewalk, and a lot of it is even after a loss, you just mentally reset and you just think, what do we need to do to correct those errors and to work on it, or do we want to change up strategies and throw a curveball?
Gotcha. You got a couple curveballs ready?
Oh, definitely. We've had them throughout the whole season. We just haven't really needed to pick them.
Oh, I got you. So these are unseen all the way throughout the entire season. Well, I guess that makes sense. I mean, most of the regular season, I'm not gonna say like it seemed like to me. This is really my first year kind of being involved with like C-Law, and it does kind of seem like in the first few rounds, you know what I mean, things just kind of sift out pretty quick at who the top teams are, and
definitely.
You don't really see a whole lot of people showing their hand, so to speak, early on. So
yeah, it's usually week 4 and on is the ones where it starts getting more difficult and you have to take it a lot more serious. It was a shame that we did lose in week 4. We did have a lot of technical issues in that series, but at the end of the day, Stony Brook did win, so we have to congratulate them on that. But we are looking forward to beating them in the semifinals. We're going to face them.
I like it. This is the spiciest interview I've had yet, and it's
yeah, I feel it's quite tame. I'm trying to have
it's incredibly tame, but it's still the spiciest one. You know what I mean?
Because most collegiate guys know each other, and we're really nice about it, and we don't want to flame each other. But then at the end of the day, sometimes it is fun to throw a bit of that spice in, but not throw too much shade towards someone.
Oh, for sure. There's you can do it tastefully, and you can be a sport while you're doing it, but just you're just poking. It's fine. Have you ever found yourself in a situation, though, where maybe you poke a little bit and that just kind of motivates them a little bit more?
That honestly, the only time I really poked fun was against Stony Brook in week 4, but that was just me talking to their manager, just saying good luck. You guys are a new program, so it might be a little difficult.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we almost did win a 4v5, so I will say that and leave it at that. But honestly, I don't really poke fun at people because a lot of the people in collegiate I'm kind of chill with. And even last year, when we were facing Western in the finals, we would never scrim them when they'd ask because they were on the opposite side of the bracket, and we were just we'll see you in finals, and just jokes like that.
Right.
And then it's just we just hated them, despised their guts, and now with Western we're just best of friends. Everyone's really, really chill with everyone. We all know each other by a first name basis and everything.
That's cool, man. So it's good that the community extends beyond just what you're doing at your own school and into the other programs. All right, so let's say this. Let's say, I'm a kid at home. I'm watching CLOL. I'm seeing the playoff run that's coming into fruition now. I'm seeing these programs. I'm interested in going to school in the East. I'm interested in going to school at Ottawa even. What is Ottawa known for? Like, what kind of programs, educational and stuff, would I be looking into?
I'd say the biggest thing that U Ottawa is known for is bilingualism, and it's like not really one program that we're like just super well known, like Waterloo for engineering.
Mm-hmm.
But I almost went to Waterloo. I'm sad, but but yeah, like it's a very bilingual school. There's like both French and English classes that you can take. But a really nice thing about Ottawa is with the co-op, pretty much you're guaranteed a job if you want to work with the government. Because we're like right beside Parliament and everything, so like the government co-ops are really well done here. My roommate has one right now, and he's really enjoying the job. So the big thing is like no matter what you take up here, and if you go for co-op and get accepted with that, like if you keep your grades up, you'll more than likely get a government job if you'd like, or if you did very well, you can get a really nice private firm for accounting.
That I would not have ever guessed. What if I'm from America? Like I live in Oklahoma. What if I ended up at Ottawa? Do I get a government job in Canada?
Oh yeah, you can if you have the marks, and if you get into the co-op program, you can apply for a job in the government, and you'll work the normal 9 to 5 co-op like normal, and you'll just get an entry level job unless you're in the later years.
Huh. All right. So let's say that all that plays out, and I want to be on the esports team. Is it like whose attention? Specifically the League of Legends team. Like whose attention do I need to get? Your attention? Is there do you have like a recruiter or?
Normally you'd either be getting my attention or someone named Jonas, or his in-game name is Digital Lotus, our top laner.
Okay.
We basically run the teams together, so it'd be either just messaging me or him, because I know we're here for another 1.5 to 2 years, and you could just message us and see what you need to do, what rank you need to be, and where you need to be able to try out for the team. Or for just League of Legends alone, you could just Google U Ottawa League of Legends club and then message that saying, hey, I'm interested in being on the team. What do I need to do? And one of the executives will definitely help you out.
Gotcha. And that's actually interesting. So like at least 1.5 years or so, because like Stony Brook, for it, they're all freshmen and sophomores pretty much, as I understand it, right? Is that kind of where you guys are at, or?
No, we're all like third years. So.
Oh, okay. So you guys will be cycling out a little sooner.
Yeah, we're gonna be cycling out a little soon, but I know some people are planning to either take like a master's or something, so they might stay a little longer.
I gotcha. Oh, I didn't even think about. So that's interesting because you only get so many years of NCAA eligibility, but that doesn't really apply to esports, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Huh.
Not that I know of. There's probably going to be a rule about it soon.
Oh, man, yeah.
I know there's a lot of us non-scholarship schools that are going to start complaining about what some scholarship schools are doing, especially with bringing in players in the second semester. We don't think that should be allowed.
Yeah, transfers.
It ruins the competitive integrity of it.
I don't know if it'll be the NCAA. Like, I've had some conversations with them. But at the same time, it'll be something. You know what I mean? There'll be some kind of governing body that steps in and kind of controls the process, I guess, just beyond like TISA and Riot even, I think. Because you're talking about, again, the schools. We had the conversation earlier about their IPs and how touchy they are about that. They want some sort of protection on their side, and that's kind of what the NCAA provides. So, I mean, I imagine some sort of something will step in. I don't know if it'll be them specifically, but
definitely. Or someone's gonna make their own governing body for gaming exclusive, just so it can focus on that, and you don't have to have that crisscross of trying to apply the NCAA's rules to an esports game, which could really be ambiguous or gray areas on a lot of it and how it's applied.
Yeah. So. All right, cool. Yeah. So like. Anything else? Like, do you have anything like, Gafford does? If you have anything to say to the fans out there, what would it be?
It would be A lot of people are overlooking us because we lost that one game series against Stony Brook. They're just overlooking us and completely forgetting about us and actually ranking us quite low. A lot of overrated teams in the ESPN ranking pool, and everyone knows who they are.
I love it
in the East. But past that, no, I'm just looking for a good series against Waterloo and hopefully making it to the finals. Because at the end of the day, I truly do want a finals rematch against Western. However improbable that is, I'd really like to be able to do that and beat them to show that we can win the East.
I love it. Frezzie, if the people want more of you, where can they get you?
I don't know if you really want to follow my Twitter. It's at UO_Frezzie. I really don't tweet there much, but it's just more to follow other esports organizations and follow other esports guys. I don't know. You can follow my stream at twitch.tv/Frezzie if you just want to see an MF1 trick. I do stream there sometimes, but that's the only really socials I have.
You're leaking the strats, man. What about the Facebook group for the school?
You just need to Google U Ottawa League of Legends, and it'll be the first one. We have a public one where you can see all the stuff. Message us. Otherwise, it's U Ottawa Esports. You can also Google U Ottawa League of Legends Discord, where you'll find our Discord, where we have over 300 members, and we host a variety of tournaments and fun events for all the people that are there, even art competitions for all you artsy people who aren't into actually playing tournaments.
Yeah, just don't use the school logo.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. No logos.
Cool, man. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you talking to me. Like I say to everyone, you certainly don't have to take time out of your day to do this, but just lending your voice to the collegiate scene, trying to get it out there, trying to get the traction, trying to get people to watch more than just like, when the top 8 go to land. So thanks for your time, dude.
Thanks for having me on. It was a blast.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm at the bar going hard with a couple shorties, but that's just the ordinary.